Anyone who can hear me, my name is Dr. Ann Youngblood Mulhearn. I'm from the History Department. This is a true blue civic learning sidewalk talk. And today I'll be talking about the three branches of government, what they are, how they work together, and why they're important. So first we have to have a little history, not just because I'm a historian, but part of the reason our government is the way it is today is because of the way it was before. Leading into the revolution, we did not like tyranny. Tyranny was bad. We didn't want anybody having too much power. So our first government was the Articles of Confederation, and no one had any power. It was one branch of government that had no power. And that resulted in chaos and stagnation and a bad economy. So in 1787, the Constitutional Convention was called. And in that Constitution came the frame of government we have today. So the Constitution is broken up into articles. Article 1 is the longest article, and it deals with the Congress, we the people. And it has a long list of things that Congress can do. Most famously among them, Congress declares war, Congress can tax, and Congress creates the budget. Now, the second article is the executive, and that is what we know as the president. It is the second longest article, and in it, it says what the president can do. And the president is the commander-in-chief. He has a cabinet that he appoints. He appoints ambassadors, and he handles foreign policy. That's it, and he executes the laws. Then we get to Article 3, which is the judiciary. This is one of the shorter articles, and basically all it says is, oh yeah, we're gonna have a court system at some point. Congress is gonna pass that, and we'll have a Supreme Court, and they can hear most cases, but not all cases, and we'll figure out the details later. And then there are 3 or 4 more articles that deal with other things. Now, we have those 3 branches, but how they work together is what is most important, and that is checks and balances. Each branch has things they can do and things they can't do. And it is not just the power of other branches, but the responsibility of other branches to exercise their checks and balances. For example, the president can veto a law that is passed by Congress. That's a check. But to balance that, Congress can override that veto by 2/3 votes of both houses. That's awesome. So the president can't just unilaterally say no, but the Congress can't unilaterally say yes. That's very important. Now, the president can appoint ambassadors. He can appoint his cabinet. He can, pass an executive order. He can do certain things, but Congress has the right and the responsibility to impeach and convict the president, any of the ambassadors, any cabinet members, any federal judges, including the Supreme Court, if they overstep their bounds and or abuse their power. The Supreme Court has the ability and the responsibility to check the power of the president and the Congress. And they do this by obviously hearing court cases. They didn't always have that power. That was not how it was first conceived. But now the Supreme Court decides what is or is not unconstitutional, what laws can and cannot be enforced by the executive branch. So we have 3 branches of government. And if you envision our government as a stool with 3 legs, and it supports the whole of our civic society. Now, I personally think there is a 4th branch that is the most important branch, and that's us, we the people. We as citizens have the responsibility to understand how our government works, why it works the way it does, how it is working now. And the way we do that is to vote. That is our greatest check on our government, is our voice and our vote. Elections are coming up. If you're not registered to vote, it's a little late to register in Tennessee, but if you are registered to vote, early voting started yesterday. It's really easy. All the information you need to know is on signs that you can see all over campus with QR codes that will tell you where your voting precinct is, gives you information about the different candidates, and anything else you need to know about the voting process. You can also go to MTSU Votes at mtsu.edu/vote, because you are just as much a part of the government as the Congress, the President, and the Supreme Court.